This is what we call as beta distribution. Any questions, guys? Feel free to ask. Any question? When to use triangular, when to use beta distribution, is it clear? Now there is one more thing. As a good project manager, no, I will ask why the pessimistic is this much high. For example, did you notice the way I asked Skanda, oh my god, 2.5 hours, why? Like that. Okay. So a good project manager, whenever the pessimistic range is so outward trending, he should ask the project team member, okay, why do you feel this much it can go? Not in a questioning way. Are you getting? Is there anything which I can help? Like that you should ask. Okay, so maybe Skanda will tell that, okay, sometimes it may take 2.5 hours because certain roads will get blocked and then I have to go through some other road. Okay, because I'm trying to save some amount on toll charges. That's why I'm taking some other lengthy route. Then I will tell, don't worry about toll charges. I want you to reach on time. I'm ready to pay for your toll. Okay, are you getting? Like that, we'll try to eliminate that pessimistic range. Okay. Now, Kaustav, what is it? Go ahead.
So I have a question, like, so for calculating, I mean, cost or time, so for, which scenario we should use this 3-point estimating?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, not only for everything, including how much you should fill in your petrol tank, you can use. Okay, so don't think about time, cost and all. Anything, kilogram, liter. That's why I said, no, this technique is, even if it is falling in the cost slide, this you can use anywhere, this mindset. Okay, number of people who are coming for a wedding. Okay, I would have planned that 100 people will come for a wedding, but in a worst case, maybe 75 people will turn up. In a optimistic case, okay, less people will turn up. In a pessimistic case, maybe instead of 100, 200 people will turn up. We don't know. Okay. That's it. Yes, Rajkumar.
So I just wanted to confirm, like, what my understanding is. You mean to say that if we have less data, less history, then we will be doing triangular distribution, and if we have good amount of data, like good history on hand, then we'll be going for beta distribution, right?
Well summarized. Okay, Rajkumar, fantastic. That's it. So moving on further. Now, I want you guys to remember, in the previous slide, we spoke about previous to previous slide. We spoke about analogous estimate. We spoke about bottom-up estimate, correct? Now, when we use this analogous estimate, okay, our confidence level is very less. So we say that it is a rough order of magnitude. Okay. For example, if you remember, Atul is a sponsor, okay, and he told me his expectations and he asked me what is the cost at which you can deliver Vishal, like that. Okay, so what I said, okay, I can do an analogous estimate and get back to you, like that. Okay, so when I did an analogous estimate, I concluded that the cost of the project is $1,000. Okay, and in the bracket I will write rough order of magnitude. When I write like that, no, you know what does that mean? The minimum in which the project can get to over is 25% of that. So maybe $750. Okay, and the maximum it can get over is $1,750. That's it. Okay, so what do you mean by analogous estimate? When you do a very preliminary research and you put in bracket that it is a rough order of magnitude. That means a $1,000 project, it can even get over in $750, or it may even go up to $1,750. Okay, and what is that purpose? So I am checking, Atul, are you okay with this? This is the spectrum. Today when I do an analysis, okay, if you are okay with this, Raj, I'm ready to do in-depth research. And then we will come with a refined cost. So Atul says, okay, $750 to $1,750, no, I'm okay with it. Vishak, you go ahead and prepare a WBS and you get back to me later with a bottom-up estimate. Is that clear? So let me say that I took some 2 or 3 months. After some 2 or 3 months, I go and meet Atul again. Okay. So this time, you know what? I'm telling to Atul very confidently that the cost of the project is $800. Okay. And definitive estimate, if you see here, what is written? -5% to 10%. So I want you guys, if you understood this, how exactly this numbers came, okay, I want you guys to put in the numbers here. Can you guys tell what two numbers I need to put in here?
40 and 880.
760 and 880.
Exactly, 760 and 880.
880.
Anyone who is blank here, guys, please tell. 760 came because 5% of 800 is $40. $40 when you subtract, you get 760. Just like that, 10% of $80 is $80. Sorry, 800 is $80. That's why 880. Any questions, concerns? Quick, shoot.
So the bottom of estimation taking too much of time, so that will not impact to the bidding time because it take time.
It is okay. That is the beauty. So do you remember yesterday I told about one keyword called as progressive elaboration. Okay, so it's fine. See, when you do big projects, it's okay. 2-3 months you spend for WBS, you spend for costing. It's fine, because later repenting that, okay, oh my God, initially the project cost was $1,000. Now it is becoming $2,000. Like that, rather than panicking later, it's good to invest some time on that. Okay, because this is where the planning phase happens. Planning of a project. We are not talking about execution. We are talking about planning. Okay, only if I think there is some good proverbs. 80% planning is 20% done. Like that kind of. Okay, if you do planning, almost the job is done. If you don't plan, we'll end up in trouble later in future. Okay. So are you getting, guys? So this is the first level of thing. Analogous estimate is a preliminary. And then if that is approved, then me and my team will sit down and prepare a WBS, and then based on that we'll estimate. That is bottom-up estimate. Okay, bottom-up estimate is having a definitive estimate, but analogous estimate is having a rough order of magnitude. Any questions?
Yeah, Visak.
Phased estimate not there. This is not there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Visak. In the rough order of magnitude, will accuracy is fixed, like or this like minus 25 to plus 75. This will be fixed, or it can change.
It is fixed. It's a general industry standard. Okay?
Okay.
It is used. It is good to use. Okay? Because this is recommended by PMI.
Okay, got it.
Like that.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. But I have seen also, when I tell something like that, I've also seen a lot of business cases, they write like, okay, minus 15 to 50%, like that. It's okay. Whatever is that, the whole purpose is rough order of magnitude means you don't have much idea regarding the scope. That's it. Percentages can change sometimes. Okay. So moving on. Now we are moving to a new topic, okay guys? Yesterday, do you people remember we spoke about scope baseline? We spoke about scope baseline yesterday, okay? Today we will discuss about cost baseline. I said no, there are 3 baselines: scope, cost and schedule. So today we will discuss about cost baseline. So what I want a favor from you, I will zoom the screen a little bit. You note down cost baseline and then let me know. Okay. So what happens here? If you see, I'm first of all going to underline this, draw over this graph. Purple color. Okay. You know what is this purple color graph? I just spoke about bottom-up estimating. Do you remember? A couple of slides back. Like this. Okay. Now what happens? Here, for each of the work packages, I wrote some numbers. 8, 12, 10, 15, like that. Okay. So what we do, each of these work packages will be distributed along the time. For example, my team is doing work package 1 in week 1, work package 2 in week 2, work package 3 in week 3. Like that it is being delivered. Is that clear? So if I try to plot a cumulative spending behavior, see, please let me know whether you are getting. Okay, week 1 it will be 8. Week 2 it will be 8 plus 12, cumulative I'm telling, 20. Week 3 it will be 30. Is that clear? So if you notice, it is an upward climbing curve. 8, 20, 30. So if you try to plot this 8, 20, 30 until, don't you think it looks like this? Purple color line? Correct. So in the industry, we call this cost baseline by a different name as well. S curve. Okay, because it is an S curve. See, like this. Okay. Any question related to cost baseline, please feel free to ask. Good, no? Okay, so I can move on, right? So this is what is a cost baseline. Okay, now everything in life will not happen the way we planned. Okay, so what we should do, we should also mention the actual spending. Okay, so if you see here, what is the actual spending? Okay, this is what it is, actual spending. Okay, now people, can you please comment? There is something happened here. What exactly happened? Can you please look at the graph and tell?
The expenditure
value
is
cost
just in line with the that cost.
Exactly. Till that moment, we were
Cost
well within the
overrun.
budget. Exactly. Cost overrun. Fantastic. Okay. So till that moment, we were well within the budget, but at this, from that moment onwards, there is a cost overrun. Is that clear, everyone? So that is what I want to convey. Third thing, I want you to focus on the screen, what I'm highlighting. See this. Okay, this one. Did you see the step color curve thing? So what I would love to convey here is, whenever we started the project, let's say the agreed upon budget was $1,000. Okay, but trust me one thing, guys. Okay, no sponsor in the world will give you the whole project budget in your hand and tell you can spend the way you want. No one. Even if you are the world's best project manager, they will not give like that whole project budget. Instead, they will tell, let us decide on some major milestones. Okay, once you achieve those milestones, I will give you next round of payment. Like that, the sponsor will tell. Okay, so for example, $1,000 project. See here, $1,000 project. Okay, so in that, let's say $150. The sponsor is ready to give. With that $150, you have to submit a proof of concept, and then for $250, you can make a prototype. Okay, and then for another $250, $350, $400, another $300, you can do some testing and all. Okay, and then finally $250, $300 for launch and all. Okay, so what I'm trying to convey here is the whole $1,000 is distributed into 4 buckets. Okay, and only in that major milestones the amount will be given to the team member for the next phase. Okay, so such a phenomenon is called as, I will introducing a new term. Please listen here: funding limit reconciliation. That phenomenon is called as funding limit reconciliation. So what do you mean by this funding limit reconciliation? In any project, the sponsor and the project manager will always have a debate on what should be the budget. Okay, and then what happens? One of them have to agree, and then a funding limit reconciliation will be created. Okay, if you guys are not clear, what I want to tell is, in construction, okay, the payment is always based on floor completion. Big builders, okay, maybe Skanda and all can tell. Okay, so what happens? Once let's say in a 20-store building, 3 floors are completed, then only the bank will issue the next round of payment. Okay, milestone linked or floor based payment mechanism. Okay, so what is that term? Funding limit reconciliation. Okay, now this cost baseline is an S curve, and it culminates to nothing but the project cost. It culminates to nothing but the project cost, and there is a special name for that. BAC means, any idea, anyone? BAC expansion. What is that? Budget at completion. That is the meaning. BAC means budget at completion. Okay. Now the only missing piece which I have to explain to you people in this slide is management reserve and project budget. I will do that, but before that, I want your confirmation. Is everything clear? Funding limit reconciliation, then expenditure, why it is less, okay, and about the S curve. Anything you can ask? Nothing.
Sorry, what is BAC? If you can repeat, budget at
completion. Budget at completion. That means ideally, when you finish the project, okay, Rajkumar, how much money you would have ended up spending. Like that, when you are envisioning today, that is what we call as budget at completion. Okay. Now, any question? Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
have
Bobby.
a
Do you have
question.
anything?
Yeah, I have a question. Shall we give any name where the expenditure and the cost baseline is intersect?
No. I know what you are referring to. You are referring to what is that? I forgot. Break even. No, this is not break even.
Okay. So there is no name.
There is no name for that intersection. You can say planned cost meeting with the actual cost.
Okay.
Moving further. So what I want to bring to your attention is, in the previous slide, there was a term called as management reserve. Did you notice? That is what I want to introduce next to you people. Okay. Before I go and explain management reserve and contingency reserve, I want to go to a different topic. Okay. The topic is risk management. Okay. Imagine in our project, we have identified 3 risks. Risk number 1, some blah blah blah. 2, 3. Okay. So the cost associated with risk means what? Any uncertain event which may happen in future. Correct? No? What do you mean by risk? Anything which may happen in future. So for risk 1, we have allocated the money of $35. And for risk 2, we have allocated, let's say, $25. 25, 30, 60. Correct? No? Now, risk 3, we have allocated $40. Are you getting what I'm telling? In case something happens, so risk 1, the money related is $35. Risk 2, the money related is $25. Like that we are telling. In case something may happen means what? Tomorrow it may rain. If it rains, you have to purchase an umbrella. That is what is a risk. Is that clear? Now when you add this up, what is that coming up? It is coming to 100. Okay. Now this total of cost estimate is based on your bottom up estimate. Okay. So let's say when you did a bottom up estimation, it came to around $900. Okay. It came to about $900. And the $100 is the contingency reserve. Okay. So the $900 plus $100 will be $1,000. Okay. So the $1,000 is called as officially the cost baseline, which is a summation of total of cost estimate and contingency. Is that clear? The cost baseline is a summation of total of cost estimate and contingency reserve. The total of cost estimate is based on your WBS. Please confirm guys if everyone is clear. And this contingency reserve is from the risk register. We call it as non-risk. Contingency reserve we call as non-risk. But everything in life will not happen the way we anticipate. Is that clear, guys? God would have decided something. Okay. For example, this pandemic, the whole world was going through pandemic in a couple of handful of years back, 4-5 years back. Okay. So at that point of time, let's say quickly rewind to 2016. No one in this world would have anticipated such a gravity of disease. Correct, no? But in case your project got affected because of some reasons of COVID, pandemic, lockdown and all, then we need to seek special permission from the management to use management reserve. Okay, so I always call management reserve is sort of a mercy fund. Mercy fund, because you will not just get like that. Okay, this total of cost, this contingency reserve is totally your baby, because you only have prepared the risk register. You don't have to ask anyone's permission to utilize money from that. But if some unexpected events happens, then we pull money from the management reserve. Okay. Now, moving further, the contingency reserve is always an absolute number. Contingency reserve is always an absolute number, like you saw here, $100. But management reserve is more of a percentage. Okay, so just like what I want to tell, I want to give my personal example. Please listen. As I told yesterday, I started my career in manufacturing. Okay, so in manufacturing, there are like in my company there were like 3 types of projects: NPD, localization, innovation. Okay, so I would tell my experience, guys. Doing a localization project is relatively easy. Localization means what? Some project, some idea which is running successfully in China, Italy, Australia. You're trying to mimic the assembly process. You're trying to set up a supplier base in my country, India. So that is what we call as localization. Relatively risk-free, because something is already successfully running in some other country. And then next little bit risky thing is NPD. NPD stands for New Product Development. I told you, no need to note down for the PMP. I'm just trying to see how many of you guys remember I told us. And finally, this is innovation. Innovation means what? Something which is a breakthrough technology. You cannot even think of adding it to an existing product. Okay, that is what we call as innovation. Okay, now in case you need money for any of this, okay, it is usually put as an absolute percentage. Okay, for NPD, the percentage in my first company was 30%. For localization, it was 20%, and for innovation, it was 50%. Okay, are you getting my point? It's a relative percentage of what? That's what I'm going to tell next. Okay, so please see here, guys. Why did I choose the number 100? So that my calculation becomes easy. Let's say the total of cost estimate is 900 and $100 is a contingency. So what is this $1,000? Cost baseline. Is that clear? What is the $1,000? It is the cost baseline. Now, when we calculate management reserve, we always calculate it based on percentage of cost baseline. Okay, so let's say 20%. Okay, 20% means what? The management reserve will be 20% of 100, which is $20. Okay, so management reserve is always calculated on the cost basis. Please let me know your thoughts quickly.
So if it is based on cost baseline, like 20% would be $200, right? Not $20.
What is the cost of the project? $1,000. Correct. Oh yeah, exactly. 1,000. Where did I write $20? Sorry. Oh, I said $20. Okay. Sorry. So it is actually $200. Okay, 20% of $1,000 is $200. Is that clear? Now, one more thing I want to tell: this management reserve is not a standard percentage. Okay, it varies from company to company, and don't note down this. That's what I'm telling you. This is in my first company. I gave you a personal example. That's it. Okay, so I had some participants in the previous batches, like they said that in the oil and gas sector and all, the management reserve is as high as 200%, because a lot of uncertainties can happen when you do an exploration project and all. Okay, so that is what, depending on how much risky is your project, the management reserve percentage will be decided. It is not based on any data or standard or something. It varies from company to company, project to project.
And Vishak, it generally been agreed in the initial phase of the project, or like who make sure that management reserve is like this much percentage in any of the organization?
So it is decided not by the project manager. Good question, Mayank, you asked. It is decided by the initiator. Let's say the product management team or someone, because they only know the nature of the project, right? So based on the nature of the project, they will be able to decide on the management reserve. Any question?
Yes, sir. What was the acronym you used for? Excuse me. The acronym you used for total of cost estimates.
What was that? I forgot. Bottom up estimating.
Oh, could you say that one more time?
Bottom up estimating. We saw here, no? 1 minute. See this one.
It was WBJ or something like that.
WBS.
It was WBS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
Work breakdown structure. Yesterday we discussed, no? Work breakdown structure. Taj?
Okay.
Yeah. I saw your mail, okay, Taj. So can you elaborate what was your thing? You have 3+ years of work experience, no, Taj?
I'm sorry?
Yesterday you mailed me, right? So I'm just checking. Do you have 3+ years of work experience?
Oh, like I said, I worked with a project manager for the last 5 years, and someone got back to me and told me that will qualify me to take the exam. So I'm more behind the scenes and assisting, not really leading.
No, 3 years is enough. Why 5 years? 5 years is not needed. 3 years of work experience is enough. Okay.
Okay.
36 months. Don't panic. Okay. Your application or your profile is eligible. Okay. Yeah. That's it. So we'll stop with this slide. Okay. We are done with. Tomorrow I will take this slide again. Okay. Don't worry. Management reserve and contingency reserve. I will start again. Okay. So we had officially done only up to this much slide. Think like that. Okay. So I have one request, guys. People who missed my sessions, please go through the recording. Please don't feel demotivated. Even if you didn't understand anything, I would suggest please go through the recording. Okay. Please try to reach out to GetMyPath team and get the access for the recording. If you have any concern, I would share. Please share with them in the group. Okay, then it will be addressed. Okay. Otherwise, tomorrow also you'll come at the same time with the same level of knowledge. Okay. So please make some arrangements quickly. Nothing else from my side, guys. So the session will get over. It's a Monday to Friday morning time session, and for EST people, it is Sunday to Thursday evening time. Your evening time. Okay. So thank you all, guys. See you tomorrow, same time. Try to join some 10-15 minutes early and do a chit chat, okay, with each of you. Don't expect me. Try to talk to each one of you, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vishak. Thank you, everyone. Good day.
Thank you, Vishak. Have a great day.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you all.